Mark, it's such a tough race to win. It's a tough race to get into, so for you and Natalie to qualify 3 for the $1 million feature, you must be delighted.
Yes, we are, Greg. Yeah, credit to the team we got round us, and it's all worked, and we've made it.
Fantastic effort by the fixer last week to beat Australasian's champion, if you like, in Tiger Tara. He clearly needed the run the week before, and it's been of massive benefit to have come to Menangle, as you've found out over the years, and have that extra run.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Not so much the horse needing the run. I think they just need the feel of the track and the style of racing, and it's just a little bit different, but they seem to, once they've had that run under their belt, they seem to be better for it.
What about the week that he's had? Looking at him in his final jog day today, he looks very bright.
Yes, yeah, he seems very bright. No, we've had a good week with him. He trained great on Tuesday, and then in here yesterday we were very happy with his work, so the week's been good.
Marky's come up with a beautiful barrier draw, and he does have very good early speed.
Yes, that's right. Probably never been asked to really come out hard, but I think tomorrow night will be the night.
One of the freshmen on the scene is Chase Auckland. He was outstanding last week.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he's got better with each run here, and he's probably peaked at the right time. This will be his biggest test to date, so it'll just be see where he's at.
Comes up again with a nice draw. Luke McCarthy takes the reins, so you're certainly not going to lack for horsemanship there.
No, absolutely. We're delighted to get Luke on board, and he's been so good to us out there at the farm, so it's worked out well.
And he could end up in the perfect spot if the fixer is able to get across Poster Boy. One off the fence in the running line would be a nice place to be.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. There's going to be that early speed, so they're going to hold the forward spots, and Tiger Tara probably go forward, so he could end up with a nice position.
Mark, Major Dan galloping in the other prelude last week allowed you to go forward with Spankham, and he was really good because his last quarter was electric.
Yes, yeah, he got that little bit of a foot abscess before the Chariots and had a few days off, and when that came right we put him back on the track, and look, it might have been a blessing. He seems to have thrived in the time he's been here, and I was delighted with that effort the other night.
What about barrier draw wise? He's in a bit of no man's land, isn't he?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough early. He's not going to be far from the leaders, but nevertheless you don't want to be giving them too much ground.
Do you think it'll be a war? Are you expecting them to go close to the record they ran last year?
Well, I think, Tiger Tara is a great stayer. He can roll those sort of 27 to 28 quarters, and he's not going to want it to be a sprint home, I'm sure, and I can imagine it'll be pretty solid right through.
Kevin, in what can only be described as a remarkable season, you must be very proud of your horse.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's taken all before him. He's done a huge job, massive job. Not many horses can do what he's done.
Kevin, I think you and your stable staff should take some accolades for him, because you've been able to peak him every time you got to the big grand final. You've had him where you want him. Yeah,
no, exactly. You get to know a horse and know their limits, and yeah, so I really work good with him.
Tell me about this Miracle Mile. How far off fever pitch then do you believe he is going into this $1 million race?
Well, I got him probably into Dominion. He worked sensational on Wednesday, if not better. He's worked since I've had him. Yeah, I just wish it was 2 mile, but it's coming into a mile, and that's not his real go, but I hope there's a real lot of speed on, and there will be. Don't worry about that.
Kevin, you got barrier 7 this year off the back of barrier 1 last year. I think your normal modus and in your own mind, there won't be any going back at the start.
No, definitely. Last year he had caught a bad rash at the barn, and he wears a one-legged spreader, and it really burnt the hell out of him, and yeah, he couldn't go a yard out of barrier 1 last year, but if we want speed, we've got speed there.
Kevin, who do you fear? Who's the hardest to beat, or are you only focused on your own horse?
No, I reckon it's going to be a real genuine race. There's some nice horses in it. Yeah, so I hope it is. I hope it's not just a Dorland race, and it won't be.
Well, it shouldn't be for $1 million, and we wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much.
Tim, it's been a different preparation this year. You've been to WA, you took one of their main scalps, and is preparation going towards the Miracle Mile? It wouldn't have seemed ideal, but are you happy?
Pretty much, things had to fall into place. He couldn't race the weekend in Newcastle unless he went to Newcastle. The following week was the 2300, which I didn't want to go around in. So just about making decisions, week from week with him. But he trialled terrific the other day, and his run the other day will improve him. So that's the key.
Not normally his go in life, having to come 3 wide on his own, but he did keep on coming on a very quick last quarter last week.
Yeah, I think people might be surprised, how he can stay a bit, you know what I mean? As long as you don't burn that 25 quarter, you can sort of mooch a bit, so it'll be interesting.
He ended up in the running line last year, 3 back on the outside, following 2 very, very good horses, Jalebi Kung Fu and Soho Tribeca. How's he going to get to that spot this year?
Well, it was made to order last year, you know what I mean, and it isn't going to happen this year, so we've got to think about other tactics, You can't come out in 25 and win, and you can't sit last and win, so it makes it very hard to do what you're going to do in the middle.
Tim, it's not the deepest Miracle Mile. I think last year with Tiger Tara and obviously Lazarus in it as well was clearly a better field, but that probably makes it more intriguing.
It does, because you don't know which horse is going to sort of be the dominant one. There's 6 horses there that we know Tiger Tara is going to go forward and put the pressure on the last 800, but it's that first 800 where we don't know what's going to happen. So, but we'll be in that sort of, we'll let it unfold a bit, and then if we have to, we'll take the bull by the horns.
Tim, who do you fear?
Well, I'm not really scared of too many of them. I think he's as good as most of them. Last year we had Lazarus and Soho and Lenny the Shark, 3 champions. This year we haven't got that other than Tiger, and he's drawn out with us. So, he's going to make the race for everybody else, I'd expect.
Can he win it?
Oh, for sure. He's in great nick. I'm wrapped with him, and he sat three wide one night all the way and went 49. So, he might have to do it again.